you can put in some triggers to get sales instantly online, I suppose. But when it comes down to it, social media is social, and it's a human interactive sort of media.
Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Delivering Marketing Joy. I am your host, Kirby Hossman, and joining me today is the definition of a repeat rock star. He is a merch enthusiast. He's a brand evangelist. He's a VP of revenue at Merch AI, Nick Latour. Thank you so much for joining me again, bud.
The pleasure's mine, Kirby. Thank you so much. That was a nice intro, by the way. Thank you.
Thanks, bud. Now, always good when you and I get to kind of sit down and chat. So I know you and I have known each other for a long time, but I always like to let people catch up. So for those who don't know you yet, where have you been, right? Online 18, headliner, all of these things. But how'd you end up at the intersection of like social media, branded merch, and AI? Can you tell that story?
Wow. Yeah, that's, I don't think it was purposeful, because I don't think anyone gets into this industry purposefully. It's all very accidental in a good way. But yeah, I think, especially over the past couple of years, what's happened is, I got into the industry quite by accident. I had someone kind of pull me in and say, "Hey, you'd like this," and I was like, "Selling pens? I don't know."
Yeah.
And turns out he was right. I did. I loved it very quickly. So that's the promo side of it, and then and then the social media side of things. Of this intersection came in when I worked for that company. I realized very quickly how our industry is so relationship based, and the sales cycles can be extremely long. So you almost have to turn yourself into a self promo drip campaign in a way, because we're not selling used cars. We're not going to a meeting and getting the sale necessarily in the promo space, right? So being top of mind is important. So I found that social media was a way for me to stay in front of customers without every day emailing them, telling them to buy the pen today, right? Which probably would be detrimental. So those two intersections hit. And then, as we all know, recently in the past few years, AI has kind of become a thing. And now working at Merch.ai, navigating how AI can be used in an effective way. We know that the idea of AI is to make our lives more efficient and to help out with things that maybe take a long time. But how does that work with promo, which is a very human, very authentic sort of experience? So when someone has a mug or a pen, they feel a certain way. So how can AI expand that or help that, or how could it hurt it, more importantly? So like that's kind of where I've hit all of these spaces. And Merch AI, I'm not doing a sales pitch for us, but we found a way to have a very effective tool, but enable the heart and soul of promo to expand as well. So
yeah, and that's great. You touched on all the points. Well done. And you and I got to know each other a little bit through social media, right? Like you are known for talking about Monday, and obviously you've been on the show, and we've kind of commiserated over social media. And some folks do it really well, and some folks just flat don't. So why do you think so many branded merch companies struggle with social media?
Because it's hard, Kirby.
Fair.
I mean, I can expand on that, but yeah, it's what I found is, and what you know better than anybody, our industry is full of people not unlike yourself, that are either solopreneurs, as Bill Petrie likes to say, or are wearing a lot of hats in their business, or that's the long tail of our industry. Is just a bunch of people doing a lot of things. And what you're really good at, Kirby, is maintaining, building relationships, and being there for your clients, and always having a solution. And you're good at logistics, making sure things happen. But the problem with our industry is, or the irony of our promotional products merch industry is, there's not a lot of people who know how to actually do marketing.
Right.
And it's crazy because that's kind of how the foundation of what we're selling here. So I think the reason that social media, and some people do it very well, I should say, there's a lot of people doing it well, but where people struggle is because we're not really a marketing forward industry. And social media is marketing, really. At the end of the day, you can put in some triggers to get sales instantly online, I suppose. But when it comes down to it, social media is social, and it's a human interactive sort of medium.
Yeah, I agree. And I think one of the things I see, Nick, is that people struggle because they're trying to treat it like other advertising functions. So they're not doing the social side of it. They're doing, hey, buy these pens from me, just to keep the metaphor going. And so I think what you just said is exactly right. So all right, so we've talked about social, and you mentioned AI. So what do you think the biggest misconception people have about AI and marketing right now?
People expect AI to be magic, and they expect it to be free or cheap, and they want to solve all the problems and replace all these inconsistencies and inefficiencies instantly. I think the good people don't want it to replace people. They want it to make their existing organization better. But the fact is, it's like anything else. If you don't know how to use AI properly, it actually can damage all this inefficiency that you're looking to create or to replace. You want your business to work smoother and to free up people. I think just kind of like how email made work a little bit easier. AI can do that, but you really have to know what you're doing and not expect it immediately to just solve all of your problems.
Yeah,
I see that every day.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love your analogy with email. And I've not heard that, like, thought about that until just this moment. But it's like when email came, it's like, oh, this is going to be a sales tool. And then there were people who were like, okay, I'm going to send 55 emails a day, right? Because that's going to drive sales until it doesn't. And I see that with AI. It's like, oh, AI can make me do this, 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 and this. And it's like, that's where a lot of the slop comes from. I think it's like people are sort of lazy with the tool. And so, yeah, that's interesting, man. That's got my wheels turning.
The biggest turnoff I see now, and I think people who know how to use it can do an okay job of this, but the biggest turnoff I see and the biggest sort of backlash I think could be caused when people are misusing AI to like, it's like the Coca-Cola commercial. Bill mentioned this recently, our friend Bill Petrie. The Coca-Cola commercial that was run last year, the Super Bowl, was garbage. And like, it made me not want to buy Coca. Like, and it was created 100% with AI, right? If you can't create something that touches a human emotion in advertising like that, you're wrecking all of the goodwill that you had. So using AI to build something is fine, but if you do it wrong and if it comes out as completely inauthentic or AI, I think you're just kind of screwing yourself.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Okay, final question for you. What's one thing sales leaders in our space or in any space really should stop doing, and one thing they should double down on?
I've been a sales leader. I guess I still am. We're a smaller company now, but when you have a team of people, and you know this, you're running an organization, being able to something that I struggled with is staying out of a lot of the minutia and not having a plan for the team to accomplish goals. I'm a doer, so I like making decks and building and doing videos and doing things that maybe are taking a lot of my time to pull away from the focus of really driving sales. Like if you're not, if it doesn't create revenue, or increase like a close rate or shorten your sales cycles, then it probably shouldn't be led by you is something I try to keep in mind. And so that's where, creating or doubling down on like a system for the team and trusting, having the right people to accomplish those goals and guide them, is something that I think a sales leader should do. And in our space is tough because it's so, everybody wants a piece of Kirby, right? You've got salespeople and you've got Jay and you've got a bunch of people. It's like, I want to talk to the man, I want to talk to the guy. So be trying to lead it and let your people drive and meet their goals, is probably the biggest thing we can do as sales leaders, is to help drive the team for efficiency.
Yeah, it's something that I'm trying to spend time on right now, but I find, and I don't know how you are, Nick, but I think that for me, it's like, in order to replicate myself, I have to do the work a bunch of times to say, okay, this is working. Then I can document it. Then I can delegate it. And I think I have to be intentional about that. Otherwise, I just kind of float along. And so that's something that I'm spending time on right now, is like, okay, I need to make the sales call so that I can figure out what is it that I say, that seems to work and what seems to turn people off. And so,
there's least an art me, to it, right?
Oh yeah.
There's an art and a nuance, and you have a lot of experience, so you might know how to navigate that. So yeah, teaching someone how to be like you is really hard, and sometimes, and especially, I think, not to not to over aggrandize our industry, but every job is different. Every job is custom. Every project is, every event is different. So, it's the hardest thing that, and I struggle with it every day too. I'm just asking anybody who I've worked with, like, I'm good at a lot of things, but like replicating myself and building a structure for people to repeat that and expecting them to repeat it is really hard.
It is. This has been fun, man. Where can people find more information about you or Merch AI?
I can be found on the corner of South Congress and I think I use a lot of my personal socials for all the platforms. So at Nick Latour at Instagram, Mondays with Nick on TikTok, or just find me on LinkedIn, Nick Latour, or on Facebook in the same way. I'll be there every Monday and then some. And follow merch.ai as well while you're at it.
I love it. Nick, thank you so much for taking the time. It's always good to catch up with you, and we'll have to do it again, okay?
Yeah, buddy. I appreciate it. Thanks, Kirby.
All right. That's going to wrap up this edition of Delivering Marketing Joy. We'll see you next time.